Alright, this video is going to be titled Smoking is Cool, right? Smoking is fun and smoking is cool. But I should mention that, I smoked for 5 years, like a pack a day, sometimes 2 packs a day, but I've actually quit because, smoking, I was always an advocate for smoking. I was like the smoking ban. I talked to a guy and he was saying, the rich people want to steal everything from poor people. Cigarettes are the last thing that poor people have, right? But that's kind of true, but it's also like cigarettes are pretty unhealthy, right? But they're definitely cool and fun, and they make your life better. And really anti-smoking people are like weird, right? Like Mao Zedong smoked like a million. Mao Zedong was always smoking a cigarette, right? And he died at 80, right? Smoking is cool and fun, and it's good for you. I mean, actually, I don't regret smoking because I quit now. Now I'm fine. Like I quit a year. I already quit a year, right? I do pouches, nicotine pouches, and now I'm quitting caffeine too. I'm quitting coffee, nicotine. But they even say that caffeine is healthy. They say people who do caffeine live longer. And then you see, like, whenever you see the old people, the oldest living people do actually smoke cigarettes. So in reality, smoking is good for you. And people who are anti-smoking, like, who's anti-smoking? Hitler, right? Hitler's anti-smoking. So if you're anti-smoking, you're a Nazi. But, I don't smoke anymore. Because, it coats your, it's probably not too good for you. I mean, I don't think I should support it. Plus, you're getting microplastics from the filter. I would tear off the filter. So, I actually smoked a lot more than other people because I smoked a pack a day. But I ripped the filter off too, and I get the strongest cigarettes. But now I do Zins, and look at this. What is this? 18 milligrams per pouch? That ain't even legal in America. I have to import my stuff, but I'm kind of now I've been down to like 1 pouch a day, right? Or like even 1 pouch a week, 1 coffee a week, because it kind of takes its toll. You're not supposed to have energy all the time. You're supposed to sleep. But that's the title of this video. But really, what this video is going to be about is what it really is about is actually not going to be a 10 minutes, so I'm going to find some. It's going to be about the Cold War, right? Like, the reason the world's so terrible today is because everyone has nukes. So we can't fight a normal war. Like back in the day, everything was good until we went to war, and then everything was bad. And then after everything was bad, then it became everything goes good again. Because peace, war and peace, right? But now we just have war and peace at the same time, right? That's what the Cold War is. And so, since the Hiroshima, right? Then it was peace. Then it was Cold War. And since then it's been Cold War. And today we have war, right? But really it's a Cold War because it's not like the war of... it's not like the war of World War II, right? Where like it was the entire armies were fighting against each other, and there's like army strategy. Now it's like all information, right? Like trying to infiltrate China, infiltrate Russia. It's all done with spies, and like I made these videos like the CIA is super evil in this Cold War. They're like the Nazis. CIA is honestly worse than the Nazis because we use pedophilia as a weapon, right? Like we're sending out CIA agents to molest children in like poor countries. So, but the thing is, like the Nazis were evil, right? And CIA is evil, but it's like at least the Nazis cared about their country. Like the people who rule the USA are just like a pedo cabal. They're just sick perverts. At least Hitler was just like schizophrenic. Let's be quite frank about it. He was people are always like trying to rationalize it. They're like, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. But, it's just a schizophrenic guy. Like, don't let schizophrenic people rule a country. But, of course, the tale of the West is schizophrenia rules. But the horrible thing about the CIA is the CIA isn't schizophrenic. They're just evil. Like, they're... and this CIA, because of the CIA and MK Ultra, the CIA, who rules basically most of the world. I mean, luckily China's now taken the place, and they will be taking the place. But the CIA has created easily the largest child sex trafficking ring in human history. And it's not because, I mean, they're perverts, but really the point of it is MK Ultra mind control, right? Like Epstein was mind controlling people with these children. So it's just horrible what's happened. But luckily, I mean, it's not ending either. Like, I'm leaving America, so it's going to end for me. But it's like, I'm leaving to Georgia, because Georgia, the country, is moving towards China, right? So, I think it's close enough to China. I think it's blocking out Western influence enough. Plus, they're dog friendly, so I could bring my dog. But for the rest of for most of the world, they're going to be controlled by this Lolitophile cabal. And all this diversity stuff, like the entire Western culture was basically supplanted. Like, if you look at the Mao Revolution, they supposedly, removed the culture and replaced it with materialist atheism. Which is good. But then the horrible thing about the CIA and their little MK Ultra pedo cabal thing is they did the exact same thing, but without telling anyone, right? Like, there was no Mao. There was a shadow government, the CIA, who did the same thing Mao did. They replaced the religion of Christianity with some weird schizophrenic atheism, right? So now we have gay, gay people, like, that's tale old as time. But transgender people was invented by the CIA. And how they make these people is, like, with their child sex trafficking rings. And it's a psychological weapon they use against other countries, as I've talked about. And this whole diversity initiative, enforcing diversity, it's like, they just, basically the CIA was supposed to get dismantled by JFK. But they got desperate and they killed JFK. They're like, the MO of the CIA is survive and gain power, right? So the most powerful organization in the world, everyone knows it's the CIA. I mean, it won't say that anywhere objectively, but everyone knows it. You can't really hide once you're the most powerful organization in the world. And then you can make, they expect, like, I guess people have a schizophrenic theory that, like, oh, the CIA just wants you to think they're the most powerful organization in the world. But think about it. The most powerful organization in the world would want you to think the CIA is the most powerful organization in the world. So what organization wants you to think the CIA has been the most powerful organization in the world for the past 50 years? What shadow organization, right? Because, if it's not the CIA, it's going to be the White House, right? The president. But we know that the CIA controls the president. And, I'm harping on this, but yeah. People don't have the imagination or the knowledge. Obviously they don't share the facts with you, but it's really disturbing. And, we're safe. Like, I'm just shadow banned, right? Like, they completely control the internet. They have their little MK Ultra Skinner boxes. Let me think. But the thing is, it's so crazy, but it's true, right? But it's so crazy, like, people can't, like, the Western mind can't even comprehend the evil depths to which the CIA sink. But, I think if you talk to a Chinese person, since they're atheist and they're sort of like robotic, right? They'll just be like, completely believe you. They'll be like, "Oh, I've seen CIA. Yeah, they child sex trafficking." That's how the USA stay in power. Oh, but my point was this is the terrible thing. Like, this is what we replaced actual war with, right? The Cold War. And what do we get with the Cold War? Um, CIA, I guess. But I feel like the CIA is not exact. CIA's like CIA was just a mistake. They should have been. They never should have been invented. It was a horrible mistake. And this is a good point. Whose idea was it to make an autonomous organization and say, like, of the smartest people in your country, you're like, okay, guys, we're going to put you into a cabal and let you do whatever you want. Go! Like, that's how you lose power of a country. We're going to give you immunity. You could do whatever you want secretly. Right? Like, once you hear that that's the idea behind the invention of the CIA, you're like, oh, yeah, they did make the biggest child sex trafficking ring in human history, the greatest abomination of all time. And yeah, they do control most of the world except for China. So